Okay, welcome back, guys. What we're going to be doing now is we're going to be multiplying more polynomials. In this case, we're going to start with a binomial times a binomial. And there's a little acronym we remember. It's called FOIL. And the F stands for the first term. And basically what you're going to do with the first term is you're going to do 4m, and you're going to distribute it to these two terms here. Okay, so the first one's going to be 4 times 3, which is going to be 12m squared. Then we're going to do 4m outer terms. 4m times negative 8 would be negative 32m. All right, and I'm going to try a different color here. Now, we're going to do the inner term. So we're going to take the 8 and we're going to distribute it to these two terms. So 8 times 3 would be a positive 24m. And then the L in the FOIL is the last. That would be a positive 8, negative 8. So that's going to be a negative 64. You'll notice on these most of the time, unless sometimes they're special, we'll talk about that later, you can combine the two terms here. And if you combine a negative 32m with a positive 24, you're going to get negative 8m. And our final answer is going to be a trinomial. Most of the time you'll get a trinomial as your answer. All right, I'm going to do the next odd one. So again, let's start off. We're going to distribute the r to the 8r and the 1. So r times 8r is going to be 8r squared. And then an r times 1 would just be r. Those are the outer terms. Or I'm just going to say 1r, just so I don't forget that that is a 1 in front of there. Now let's go ahead and distribute the 3, okay? So the 3 is going to go to these two terms. So now we're going to do the inner terms. So 3 times 8 is 24r. Don't forget your r. And then 3 times 1 is 3. Trick with this, guys, is just to stay neat, okay? Which, as you could tell on my videos, my handwriting is not the neatest, but I give it my best try there. Okay, so we're going to have 25r as our middle term, plus 3. We have a trinomial again, okay? All right, I'm going to do one more for you. That's going to be number 5. This is a little different. So you're really not going to use what we call the FOIL method, and the reason being is you'll notice that we have a binomial, but we have a trinomial now. So really what you're going to do is it just takes a little while longer, okay? A little more work. You're going to take that 8n, distribute it to these three terms. Then you'll take the constant 8 and then distribute it to these three terms. And then your last step is going to be combine like terms. Okay. Let's go ahead and start it off then. All right. So again, we got 8 times 4. And we have an n times an n squared. So see how these power rules are pretty important. So you're going to get a 32. So an n squared, remember there's a little 1 there, right? So that's going to be n cubed. 8n times negative n would give me a negative 8n squared, right? And now the 8n times the 8 is going to give me a positive 64 n. Now we're going to have to distribute the 8 to these three terms. All right. And it's basically going to be probably the same, except you don't have an n with it now, right? So 8 times 4 is going to be a positive 32n. Positive 8, negative n. Well, that's going to make a negative 8n. And then an 8 and an 8 is 64. Remember, there's an n there, right? 8 and 8 and got sick on the floor. So 8 times 8 is 64. Okay. That would be my last one there. All right. Now I call this, I guess, the cleaning up process. Okay. So you're going to clean that up. All right. Let's see here. Did I do this right? I did an 8n times in. Let's double check my work here. Oh, look at right here. 8n times that, wouldn't that be a 32n squared, right? Did you catch that little mistake I made? I'm going to make them sometimes, guys. You've got to be careful there, okay? All right, let's go ahead and do it. Combine the like terms now. So I got a 32n cubed. Okay, got a negative 8n squared. Positive 32n squared. So that's going to give me a positive 24n squared. You'll notice I'm going in order. 64 positive, right? Negative 8. That would give me a positive 56n. And then I got my lonely constant here, which doesn't have anybody to combine with. And this should be my final answer. All right. Takes a little more time. Just be careful. Again, I almost missed that square. That would have messed up my answer. But now it looks like we're doing good. All right, so I want you guys to finish these 2, 4, 6. Check your answers. And then I'm going to make a quick video on the special ones and we'll be done with multiplying.